Talk about making it by the skin of our teeth. It has been an interesting hour, the past hour. What's going on, Casey Kaplan? You made it. We have been rallying like crazy around town for the last hour. It's been insane. I don't know what is up with these shopping passes, but just when you think you have enough time to stop 10 places that you need to go, guess what? No, you don't. You don't have time for any of those stops. It's crazy. So I just realized I went to the barbershop, as you guys can see. Classic, hella classic. And I looked down at my watch and I realized, holy shit, man, we don't have hardly any time at all. And we smashed all the way across town, jumped a few curbs, bent a few corners. It was crazy. May or may not have hit the e-brake. Made it to the post office just in time. I have a pile of packages here in front of me from you guys. So pretty soon we're going to bust open these packages and see what came in the mail. I honestly don't have any idea what's in there. So we're going to find out here pretty soon. So anyway, oh, I see Finland is in the house. Glad to see you guys. But yeah, we barely made it in time, I'm telling you. You don't want to be late for your own life. That's not a good look, you know what I mean? So we're over here. I slid into this chair. I didn't have time to set anything up. As you guys can see, I have my Sunday best on, only it's Saturday, which is the other thing. I heard that there's a big game going on tomorrow. I'm not really sure who's playing, but there's a couple football teams in there. It's going to be these guys against those guys, and I don't know who's going to win, so we'll find out. But anyway, I'm glad you guys showed up. That was super dope. One of the things that was really important to me to shout out today, one of our mods, and mind you, love and respect to all the mods. I really appreciate everything you guys do, each and every one of you. But Rev is one of our mods, really good old school guy, and today is his 1 year sobriety birthday, anniversary, whatever you want to say. So shout out to Rev, 1 year being sober. Congratulations, man. I love you. I support you. It's one of the best decisions you can make. It's one of the best decisions I made in my life, was being sober. So everybody, round of applause to Rev, 1 year sober. Here's to 10 more. Matter of fact, make it the rest of your life. Fuck it. So I'm really proud of him for that. And just, shout out to Rev, man. It's basically the first step to actually having a real life. And you don't realize that when you're getting high. The whole time you're getting high, you pretty much figure that that's the most important thing. But actually, getting sober first, then you actually get a shot at some real life. So congratulations to Rev, man. I'm proud of you. Super amazed. And keep that shit up, homeboy. That's what we do up in here. So I'm sure you guys know. You've seen a couple of the little shorts I put out. I've had a super ridiculously long week. No exaggeration. Between the construction job and the social media stuff and moving and getting this entire place painted and set up and everything else, I think I put in a 90-hour work week this week. No bullshit. 90 hours. Most of the nights this week I fell asleep at 11:30, maybe midnight. So I think I slept 4 hours every night. And honestly, this week, 4 hours was a good night. There was a couple of nights that I fell asleep for 2 hours. And you know what they say, it's worse to be sleep deprived and drive than to be drunk and drive. Now, granted, they're not going to let me drive until this coming Thursday, so we don't have to worry about that. But I think I would have been better off drunk driving the nail gun and drunk driving the bolt wrench than doing it sleep deprived. Because I'm not even kidding you guys. I was nodding out, holding the nail gun. I was so tired up there in the rafters. And I don't think that's a good thing. I mean, pneumatic nail guns, battery powered, all that thing needs is a little bit of pressure and bow. And you know you're tired when the sound of the nail gun going off doesn't even really shake you out of it, So it was an interesting week, I'll tell you that right now. But for sure, nothing has felt better than having my own apartment. And I realized when I moved in here that, I got married when I was a very young man, and she's now dead. Rest in peace, Anna. But if you've ever been married and you're the man in general, at least in the sort of relationship I was in, you live in a house, but it's not your house, it's her house. So I realized I'm almost 50 years old. I'm 49 now. And when I moved into this place, I had that realization at some point. I was like, holy shit, this is the first time I've ever had my own apartment. It's great. So as you can see, limited scenery behind me right now. I've basically decorated the place with nothing but swimsuit model photos, bikini girls everywhere. It's crazy. Pretty much every wall is a bikini girl of some type or another. I'm kidding. As you can see, I like the creepy skull stuff and whatever. But it turns out I have some latent painting skills that have come out the past few days. I mean, look, I'm gonna tilt this up real quick, and I know this is exciting for you guys, but look at the clean lines. Look at the clean lines. Like, who does that? Who paints like that? Nobody. But I did. Sat here right here with just a paintbrush and myself, and I'm telling you, just like butter. Left hand, right hand, it didn't matter. Just clean and easy, nice and smooth. So anyway, it looks great. I'm super happy to be here. I'm proud of it. The other thing was, imagine now, you know, the last 10 or 11 years, I've basically been sleeping on a piece of metal with a piece of cardboard on top of it. That's what a prison bed is like, in case you don't know. And strange thing is, your spine sort of gets adjusted to sleeping on a rock hard surface that does not move. So fast forward to moving here, and the guy that owns the place, Tom, old brother Tom, shout out to Tom, because he's just a beautiful person, has blessed my life in a number of ways. But he gave me an air mattress to sleep on. And of course, it was one of those air mattresses where it starts out inflated every single night, and then 2-3 hours later, that baby is, and for some reason, there's always an air pocket behind your head. So you end up with your neck like this, and you're sleeping on the floor. So I got a bed. It turns out they sell these beds in these tiny little boxes, all rolled up tight. And when it gets here, you take it out. And that thing almost knocked me out. No exaggeration. When I took the plastic off the bed, bam, it started inflating. And I stared at it like a cute girl in my bedroom for 24 hours. I wanted to get on that bed so bad. But everybody told me, make sure you wait, bro. Wait the 24 hours. You'll be glad that you did. And I did. And just so you know, last night, slept on that mattress. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you right now. You guys are lucky I have a work ethic, because if I didn't, I would probably spend most of my time in that bed. That's just how comfortable it is. It really is. So right now, I know everybody said how bad these things are for my health, but if it wasn't for White Monster, your boy wouldn't even be conscious most of the time right now, for real. It hasn't been sleep that's been getting me through, trust me. It's been what's ever in the White Monsters. They keep you going, for sure. Yeah, Misha, you're hilarious. She asked, Misha said, did I name the mattress? No, but let me tell you right now, this is not a pornographic channel, but I will say, in many senses of the phrase, I made sweet, passionate love to that mattress last night. For real. I definitely didn't sleep face up. I'm going to tell you like that. So there was a lot of snuggling. Z Watts says, just out of curiosity, are you a felon? No, bro. I just have an entire body covered with prison tattoos because I'm not a felon. I volunteered to go to prison for 10 years just for the experience. Yes, bro. I'm definitely a felon. Multiple felonies. Matter of fact, before the felonies I pled guilty to for this round, I think I had 11 or 12 prior felonies. I spent a whole lot of years of my life as a thief and a liar. I did credit card fraud. I was just really a awful human being, to be honest with you. Nobody likes a thief. It's a bad deal. And it took me a long time to figure that stuff out, but I did. And then the next part is you have to pay for all that bad karma. And that takes a long time. So I was glad that I did. Super glad that I did. So Cabal TV, much love to you. Just in time, how many felonies total? Well, before I had this set of charges, I think I had 12 felonies. Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, California, pretty much every state on the West Coast. I used to travel and do credit card fraud. That was my thing for a long time. And just to be clear, I don't recommend that life to anybody. So in the moment, over the years, we were really thinking that, it's totally okay because we're stealing from American Express and Visa and whatever. But meanwhile, you're absolutely wrecking people's personal lives. And it's just a bad deal. And oftentimes, what I think is, later on in life, people know that I went and did some things on behalf of children, and that was sort of celebrated. But a lot of times to myself, what I think is that maybe I did those things to pay back some of the negative karma. Like I had a debt that I needed to pay, and that's the way that I did it. So it's entirely possible that that's true. I'm not sure. But I will tell you this. I learned every lesson the hard way, and I learned that lesson about being a thief, being a liar. I learned that lesson to the core. And so nowadays, being truthful and being honest, and that just is one of the most important things to me of all. It's really important. It's key. It's key to happiness. I'm going to tell you that right now. So it's really important. But Corey Hodge, respect, brother. I came from JD's channel. Shout out to you and JD both. I know that's right. A lot of love to JD. He's helped me out a lot. That's my brother right there. And you know what? Without JD's help, him and Jax, I wouldn't be sitting where I am today. So I got nothing but respect for those guys for sure. Anyway, Chrissy says, that's what matters is learning the lessons and growing. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I just wish sometimes in my life I would have learned the lessons a little bit faster before I accumulated so much negative karma, Call it karma, call it cause and effect, whatever you want to, but really that's what it was. So, but I am, and the other thing too is it gave me a great understanding for people that are still doing those things and are still in those ways. Nothing gives you understanding like having the experience yourself. It's a big deal. So I'm really grateful for where I am today. It took a long time to get here, but here I am. I made it, so that's good. But let me see. Carly Boson, amen. Life is so much better on the right side. I've learned that our past makes us uniquely gifted to be able to help those on the other side. That is true. That is 100% true. And nowadays in my life, there's very few people that I run into that I can't relate to on a certain level, whether they have a drug addiction or whether they're caught up in some type of weird relationship stuff. Allison Nunnally, here we go. I'm going to guess, is this a dad joke? Let me see. No, it's not. I don't think I've told you this about me. I used to be addicted to swimming, but I'm glad to say I've been dry for 6 months. Allison, you got me. That's hilarious. Thank you, Allison. I love you. I appreciate it. Z Watts. I spent from a teenager until I was 25 on hard drugs, in and out of jail, multiple felonies. I've been sober for 5 years, and I have a career that gives me 6 figures. Congratulations, doggy. I aspire to be at your level for sure. Because right now, I have a career that gives me about 6 minutes of free time every day, and that's it. So maybe at some point we'll get to that 6-figure level. I don't know. I hope so. I'm sure it's in the future, but you got nothing but respect from me, man. That's super dope. Anarchy says, are you going to share some wisdom from some of your books today? You know what, bro? It's possible I could go grab a book and bust it out. That is a possibility. I could. I'm going to think about that. Funny you ask, because there's a Patreon page. If you look for Jason C. Vukovich, the Patreon, and I post a chapter every single week. Barbara Ann Breen, please check your Cash App. I'm not feeling well tonight. I won't be able to stay. Love to Jason. Sorry, Barb. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Eric Lapointe, I respect what you bring to the table. Sleep is important. Thanks, bro. I know. I don't know if that's your way of telling me that I'm looking kind of tired, but if it is, You know what? You're right, dog. I'm not gonna lie about that. Let me see. EH says, go bust out the book. I asked you about this before. Do some readings. Man, bro, it sounds a little demanding, but you know what? I like your style, so I will. Here in a few minutes, I totally will. Don't trip. Marmalade says, do you believe in the Alaskan Bigfoot? Matter of fact, you see that? That's what that is right there. That's an Alaskan Bigfoot, just so you know. That's exactly what that is. But for real, I've definitely had people that have recorded, they've been out in the woods up here, and they've recorded the sounds that Bigfoot makes. And it's this weird howling, screeching noise. It's crazy. Allison says, gotcha. I know you love my dad jokes. Actually, Allison, I do love your dad jokes. It brings a nice light vibe to the whole thing, you know. Hadley Ramsdale, I thought you were a polar bear. Well, bro, cross me and find out. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely. There are very few people roaming around up here. And in the north, funny thing is about the north, I'll tell you about Alaska. It's a beautiful place with scenery that is second to none. But the thing is, what's weird is when you have inclement weather outside and it gets dark in the wintertime, what happens is people isolate and they stay indoors. And when families and groups isolate and stay inside, they don't connect with other families. So what that does is breed all sorts of weird behavior behind the scenes. So if somebody's a child and they're being hurt or they're being injured or molested or whatever, other people don't find out about it because they're isolated. And Alaska actually has the single highest rate of incest, rape, and molestation of any other state in the union, believe it or not. So it's a beautiful place to live, but it's got issues, you know. So point being, they need some polar bears up here roaming around for sure. And a lot of it is environmental, I think. I say it's environmental. So it's really true. But as we've learned this week, apparently other places that are scenic, Wyoming, et cetera, lots of weird stuff is going down there too. Custom Kenny says he loves JD's message, but he's a little bit obnoxious sometimes. You, on the other hand, are chill, and I love the vibe. Well, you know what? First of all, nobody comes around here and talks shit about my brother, but what I will say is JD and I definitely have different delivery styles. Fortunately, we're two different people. We have the same heart, and I'm telling you right now, whatever his delivery style is, whether you love it, whether you hate it, that man has a heart of gold. And behind the scenes, when he's not in his stage persona and he's not an on-camera persona, you guys can't imagine the type of stuff that he does for others. It's absolutely next level. So he's a really good man. But I definitely know that our styles are different. And when I started this, honestly, I wanted to be like JD as much as I could because he's killing it. He's amazingly successful, phenomenally successful. The guy is awesome at everything that he does. And I wanted to be like him, but I realized later on that it's better to just be myself. And if it works, it works, you know? That's just how it goes. But that's my brother right there. So I love you, JD. He's probably not watching right now because it's Saturday. I'm sure he's busy doing something, lifting weights, or maybe steam combing his beard or something like that. But that's my guy right there. So Z Watts, he says, how should I approach being a Freemason with such a criminal record? Well, the funny thing is about that particular fraternity is, you know, it's up to the Grand Master of every region. Usually they want you to get 2 sponsors. Some regions, they don't want any felons at all. Other regions, they realize that you can be a good man waiting to get better, even if you are a felon. So I suppose step number 1 is find a lodge and go knock on the door, bro. That's step number 1. That's how that works. Brock Johnson, lots of love from Australia. Love what you're about. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. I love my people in Australia. There's so many good people out there that love me. It's absolutely amazing. So, let me see. Custom Kenny's. You got your homies back. I didn't mean no disrespect. I just like your style better. Yeah, I know, bro. I didn't sound disrespectful. I didn't take it that way either. Anytime somebody talks about my brother, it makes me respond a certain type of way. And I'll tell you guys why. because in a world full of people that say that they care, and in a world full of people that say your cause matters or whatever, I'm going to tell you what, outside of family, there was one person, one on the face of the earth that invested his time and his money and his energy into me and this cause, and that was JD. Him and his wife got on a plane, flew to Alaska, stayed for a week, furnished my house, paid my rent. Like, he literally went above and beyond what anyone could ever be asked to support me. It was absolutely amazing. And on top of that, just imagine having to spend 12 or 14 hours a day with me intensely teaching me something. I'm going to tell you right now, that man put in his work, for real. So he didn't even punch me in the face one time. So that was pretty amazing. And I bet he wanted to. Ask him and he said no, but trust me, I pay attention. So let me see. Don't care, didn't ask. How do you deal with your anger? I'm so angry all the time and it's wearing me down and I know it. The thing is that by virtue, I'm not naturally an angry person, but I've learned to fill my life with either service to others or with tasks. And so the less time in your day you have to contemplate the things that you're angry about, the less time in your day you're contemplating the things you're angry about. So guarding your mind, you want to have something on guard in the doors of your mind at all times. And I know that sounds very philosophical and very psychological and things like that, but sometimes it's just as simple as deciding or saying out loud, I'm going to guard the doors of my mind so I don't get angry. And it's real interesting because, I work in a construction environment with a number of other people. And there's some people that I work with that are good people, but they are so angry. And I'm talking smashing stuff, throwing stuff, furiously mad all day, every day. And even being around people that are that furiously angry all the time, you have to station a guard on your mind and you just have to tune it out. You have to. And that's kind of what it's like if you have that internal voice that's angry all the time and it's yelling at you and stuff. You have to be conscious and make a choice. I'm going to put a guard on my mind and I'm not going to give in to that anger, because the thing is, there's no angry, successful builders. You don't build a life through anger. That's not how you do it. What anger does is it destroys things. It destroys shit. So there's probably a time and a place in this life for anger, well placed. But in general, anger destroys. That's what it does. So if you want to destroy things, give in to the anger. If you want to build stuff, then you better find ambition and peace. Sarah Smith, thank you. I love you so much. Thank you for giving us victims a voice. Much love. It's my privilege. That's what I do. And another thing too is that I did a response to somebody's question earlier today, and they were basically saying, like, some of these stories, bro, are so depressing when I hear them. Like they don't want to hear or process the negative stuff that I report on sometimes. And I fully understand that, and it's difficult for me too. There's been many times that I've shed a tear, I've become emotional. But the thing is, we're building a family here. And once we have this community built, it gives us the opportunity to reach out and change things for real. So again, we're in the building time right now. So I'm not going to be on camera angry a lot, maybe later, but not right now. Delta November, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Glad to see you out, bro. Keep up the good fight. You're a good man. I appreciate that, brother, so much. That means a lot. That's another thing too, is that, when people contribute to the cause, it means a lot. And I've learned, one of the things I learned during this whole moving experience was that when you get your own apartment, it's cool, but it's dead ass empty. And I didn't have anything, nothing. And people have come out of the woodwork to help me out. Amy Powers, shout out to Amy Powers. She has had my back and fed me and bought groceries and things I needed. Michelle, shout out, love you, appreciate you. There's been a number of people that have sent little amounts to the Cash App. And when I look at that thing and somebody donated $5 or $10, I know that that's a hardworking person, and that's all the money that they had to spare. And that really means a lot to me. Because trust me, I bust my ass for the pennies that I work with. I do the same thing. I work really hard for the little bit that I've got. So Alex Kimball, I'm from Maine and I heard about your story years ago. You're a real hero. I appreciate that, bro. I don't think of myself as a hero. I'm just a simple man. But I will tell you this, in my mind, in my heart, all of you guys out there that have kids that are being real parents to your children and doing the right thing and bringing them up the right way, you guys are heroes. You're the real heroes. But I did my thing, I did my thing. So you mofo just gifted some memberships to people. That's great. I love you, bro. Good job. Anybody that's on there, you might get a free membership. So and also Rev is saying he appreciates everybody keeping it respectful in the chat. That's cool. Just so you know, Rev is a man of high standards. And so sometimes if people get off track, he's quick to hit that laser button, bow, bow, bow. And that's my guy right there. That's my guy. And he does it because he's got mad respect for this platform and the thing we're trying to build here. So I really appreciate everybody showing up and being nice. Brian McFarland, sending some love from Florida. Love you guys. Man, Florida's the spot. There's a lot of weird things in Florida. There's a lot of strange things happening in Florida, but there's a lot of good people in Florida too. So I really appreciate that. And so with that being said, you guys, I've been telling people moving in here was tough. Coming out of prison, I had almost nothing, right? And so what is right in front of me that you guys can't see, I barely made it to the P.O. box in time. I'm talking with seconds to spare. And I look in my box and there are 4 yellow cards in there, which means 4 packages arrived in the mail. So I have them sitting in front of me. I haven't opened a single one of them. So I was thinking maybe you guys want me to open some of these packages and let's check out what came in the mail. It might be cool, right? Should we check it out? Let's see. I have no idea what's in here. So Trev the Tyrant, nice, brother. Love you. He said, oh, nice. Trev, by the way, this is worth a mention before we open these packages. So my brother Trev, he's the hardest working mod in show business. But let me tell you right now, enough about Trev. Let's talk about his old lady. So Kayla, his old lady, makes the most phenomenal baked goods of any human on the planet, for real. And last time I got a package from them, it was banana bread, cookies, fruit rolls. And it turns out there's another load of banana bread on the way. So Trev, you know what? Tell your girl I said thank you, bro. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to flirt with your wife a little bit right now, Kayla. You're so gorgeous. Your cooking is amazing. Now, don't get mad, Trev. It's only this one time. Sansevieria Media. Ohio has a lot of weirdness since 1803. This should cover a monster, even in Alaska. Oh, that was nice. Thank you. She sent me a monster purchase. That was so dope. Matter of fact, I'm going to drink some right now. All right. Now, let's get down to business. Should we see what came in the mail? I've been sitting here running my jaw this whole time, and I want to see what came. So should we check it out? All right, let's check it out. Let's see. So, package number 1, right here. It looks to me like this came fresh from Amazon. And you can see I have my handy dandy box opener right here. Julius Downard. Oh, what's up? That's my boy Jay Bone right there. Kathy Walden, much love and respect. One light. Love you, Kathy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very, very much. Y'all don't know about Jay Bone. That's my little homie. He's the best taxi driver in town. Hardest working kid in show business. Okay, let's see. Here we go. I just popped the top. Yes, I do. Yeah, matter of fact, if you open the closet in my house, there's a closet in there and there's a toolkit up on the top shelf. If you were here, you'd have to figure out which closet it was, but you would. Okay, here we go. Bow! Look at this. This looks like a Astor Cook kitchen knife set. Hell yeah. As you guys can see, I'm not even kidding you. I've been using this $3 Walmart butter knife to open everything I've got. I just got a knife set. You know what? I needed that. Hell yeah. That is so dope. So happy about that. Thank you so much. Whoever sent that, I got nothing but love and respect for you. Really, really appreciate you very, very much. Okay, hold on. It appears as though, Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's check the next one. Now, this next one, this came all the way from Australia, all right? So it's possible what's in it could get me arrested. I don't know, but let's find out. I've heard about these Australians. They're a little bit rowdy. They're a little bit rough around the edges, so you never know. If it's a kangaroo tail or something like that, y'all are going to see me throw that thing across the room, okay? So let's go. Boom. Look at this. From Australia. Let's see. It's got a lot of tape on it. I'm not going to lie. Whole lot of tape. Let's see. Let me cut this one right here. Let me see what I can do. I could open the knife set, but I don't think the steak knives are meant for this. I really don't. Let's see. Let me bust this right here. Oh, yeah. Satisfying. Okay, here we go. This is the big moment we've all been waiting for. Wouldn't it be great if it was just a brick of cash? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking about that. It's never going to happen. Here we go. Oh, my goodness. Holy cow. Okay. There's a lot of small things in here. Hold on. We're going to have fun with this. Let's see. First thing in this box. It's wrapped up in this. Let's see. Oh, what? I don't even know what this is. Look at that. Y'all know I love skulls, but what is it? Let me smell it. It smells like... Oh, wow. You know what? Oh, look at it. This is soap, but you know what this is? This is a ring pressed into the top of that soap. That is so cool. That's hella cool. Look at that. Okay. And then we have a little flower soap situation right here. I'm not sure if you put this in your bathroom and wash your hands with this soap. Maybe you do. I don't know. We're going to find out later. But you know you can't go wrong if you send me a skull ring. That's dope. I'm going to have to wash it with the soap here a little bit later. Okay. First little package. Now let's go. Let's see what we got here. This looks like another small box. I don't know how they put boxes in boxes, but they do. Let's see. Let's open this bad boy. We'll see what's in here. You guys ready for this? You never know. Here we go. Oh. Okay, what do we have here? Let me see. Oh, what? Look, this is Chief Biltong with chilies. This is high protein, low carb, grass-fed Aussie beef jerky. What? This is chipotle and lime. This one right here is traditional flavor. Ooh, this is custom organic Australian beef jerky. You know what? Somebody's thinking about me. I love that so much. I didn't think about where I was going to put this stuff before we started this process, but that's amazing. I love beef jerky. And matter of fact, I think Australian beef tastes a lot better. Did that sound bad? I don't know. But now let's see here. What? Look at this. Have you ever seen this before? Like beef jerky, only it's in a bar. This is beef brisket. This is literally chunks of beef in these little packages. 4 different flavors. I don't know. They don't have this in America. We don't have any beef chunks. That's interesting. I'm going to try that later. So I'm not going to turn this into a mukbang video by eating on camera. But when you send me beef jerky in the mail, you know what I'm saying? You're close to my heart, for sure. Okay, here we go. Now let's check this one out. Boom. Let me see. This is Koja. I don't know what Koja is. This must be, it says it's healthy snacks. I think someone's concerned with my health out there, which I love. Oh, what? Koja plant protein bars. That's crazy. I've never seen these. Chocolate hazelnut, peanut fudge. You know what? We're going to try peanut fudge. Fuck all that. Because I ran all day. Honestly, I'm hungry. So we're going to try one of these while we're rolling. So plant-based protein bars. And you know what? If you ship these things from Australia, I get the feeling the price point just went up. Julia Inga, thank you so much, Julia. I love you. That was really, really kind. Now let's see what's inside this. What the hell? Let me see. These are Oat Bites, Peanut Crunch Butter Bar, Oat Bars. You know what? This is a whole entire box of these, more of these protein bar, granola bar. This is really, really great. I don't know what Koja is, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to try it. Hold on one second. Nick Nissan, just wanted to let you know I'm proud of how you handled the the so-called guidelines. Don't let them win. You got this, bro. Thank you so much, dog, for the encouragement. I appreciate it. It was a learning curve for me, but I made it. I really made it. And you know what? Nadia, it's Nadia that sent this all the way from Australia. I can only imagine that these very expensive protein bars, Australian grass-fed beef jerky sticks, were probably expensive to begin with. Multiplied by postage from Australia, they probably cost you an arm and a leg. So I love you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to eat them with a knife and a fork. Don't trip. I'll make it real exotic. I'll take it slow. So, and then I also see there's a very lovely card that's in there. So I'm going to save this for later and I'll read it privately. Maybe tonight if I can stay awake long enough before I fall asleep in my bed. A long knee says, get a girlfriend yet? That's hilarious. No, but I'm working on it, I think. So apparently getting a girlfriend, it's not like it was back in the day. I guess if you wanted to get a girlfriend, you just looked around and there was one, and next thing you know, you had one. But hasn't happened for me. Okay, so next box. Here we go. This is from Amazon. It's heavy. This is number 3. Yeah, whatever you want. This is number 3. Here we go. Let's gonna pop the top on this. Bow, bow, bow. Here we go. Oh, you know what? Somebody knows me. Somebody loves me because guess what? They sent me a case of White Monster in the mail. Boom. You see that? That's love right there. I'm going to tell you right now, that's love. If you know me, you love me, you send me White Monster in the mail, I'll tell you what. If that would have came with a girlfriend opportunity, I might have accepted, for real. Ladies, you show up on the front porch with a box of White Monster. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. I'm letting you know ahead of time. All right, so I can't tell you how much that means to me because I literally run on White Monster. So you guys sending me that is keeping me alive. So I appreciate that. Okay, here we go. Final box. Now, we got protein bars and beef jerky. We have a flour soap with a skull ring in the top of it, which is hella dope. You will see that later. Let's move on to the last package and let's see what we got. Sam Slick says, now you're going to have women showing up on your doorstep with cases of Monster. Well, bro, I'm not going to say that was the plan, but that's the plan. Okay, here we go. Now, let's see. All right, final box. We have it here. Boom. I got my handy dandy box opening butter knife. Let's run this. Bam. Here we go. Boom. Well, the reason why I like White Monsters is because there's no aftertaste. It doesn't taste real fruity or anything like that. So that's why I like it. Plus, it gets you jacked. You know what I mean? Which is really important. When you're as old as I am, you got to get jacked on something. So it's got to be legal. Now, let's see what's in this. Boom. Bam. No way. You guys aren't going to believe this. This is hilarious. Look, guess what I got? Another knife set. Here we go. Okay, so now I have dueling knife sets. You know what? That is hilarious. I don't know how that is possible, but in the same week, in the same day, in the same time, I got 2 sets of knives. Look, check this out. Now, ready? Boom. Okay, now, look at that. Now I'm going to need you guys to do some Googling, and I'm going to need you to tell me if the Astercook or the Aromatron, and Morstan, okay, Whichever one has more stars, that's the one I'm going to keep. The other one I'm going to use for throwing knives. I'm going to set up a little dartboard in the living room. I'm going to practice throwing knives. But you know what? Here's a man who had no kitchen knives 10 minutes ago. Now he's got two. That's a lot of knives. But thank you. I love you. I appreciate that very, very much. I don't know what I'm going to do with two different sets of knives, but I'm going to figure it out. And the weird part is every single thing on both boxes is the exact same, except for the manufacturer name. So I get the feeling it's the same company making two different types of blades. Weird, right? But yeah, that's right. Abundance. God works in mysterious ways. Maybe I'm meant to go from hammers to knives. That was a joke. That was a joke. Everybody calm down. I was kidding. Okay. So that was the gift opening spectacular. I couldn't be more grateful. That's literally food, drink, and knives. That makes me very happy. And you know what? Because it came all the way from Australia. Chocolate protein bar, peanut fudge. Let's run that. It's never good to eat on camera because it's just not professional, but I feel like it'll be okay if we break protocol just this one time. Boom. No, I'm playing. It's good. I'm totally kidding. It's good. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like a plant-based protein bar. It really does. It absolutely does. Just imagine in your mind what a plant-based protein bar would taste like. Yep. That's the flavor. So I won't go too far down the rabbit hole on what that flavor actually is, but you probably only want to eat one of those a day. I'm just saying, one a day is enough. Before or after a workout, you know what I mean? And eat it quickly. Eat it quickly. You don't want to chew it too much. You don't want to do too much, you know what I mean? Just eat it. So anyway, Anthony LeVay, what's up, my brother? Keep doing what you're doing, homie. I will. You know what I mean? I'm not going to name any names other than Bryce. And I'm going to say yes for the final time. I was born with this head. I have an amazing forehead. I'm also almost 50. I have a phenomenal receding hairline. There it goes. Watch. There it goes. Chances are it's going to continue to go the older I get. And it's never going to stop. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. Just because like 4 people in a row made fun of my 5 head, I'm going to do something that I probably shouldn't do the day before the Super Bowl. The day before the Super Bowl. And I'm about to piss off half of the people in the room. So, you guys want to make fun of my 5 head? I got a clap back, and now you're going to have to stare at this red chair for 30 seconds while I grab it. Stand by. You guys asked for this, just so you know. That's hilarious. You're like, are there any tools in this house? Did you find it? All right. Now, I'm not saying that everybody deserved it. Bam! Woo! But some of you deserved it. Look. Now, guess what? Don't have to look at my 5 head anymore, but I don't know how you feel about these guys, but the Super Bowl's tomorrow, so here we go. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got. So, matter of fact, I didn't even go out and purchase this red hat. I want you to know a friend of mine did. And she said something crazy about people that wear red hats. She said something like she gets some sort of nauseous feeling in her stomach every time she sees someone in a red hat. Makes her feel woozy or like she wants to throw up in her mouth. I can't remember what it was, but I'm sorry, you're going to have to see me in the red hat, you know. Anyway, I'm glad. Let me see. William Spirason. I don't think anybody would say anything about your forehead to your face, bro. Trolls are everywhere. I know. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me, trust me. I didn't get to where I am in this life by being handsome. I know that. I got here by being a little bit ignorant, a tiny bit of a slow learner, and eventually I got it. That's how I got here. So, if being good looking was one of my primary traits, I would probably be somewhere doing something, getting paid a lot of money to do it. So I wouldn't be down here in the struggle bus, lifting weights in the trenches with everybody else. You know what I mean? So, let me see. Behind these eyes, I see what you really are. The only ham that matters tomorrow is Ireland versus Scotland in Six Nations rugby. 80,000 fans in Scotland at the game. Americans have no idea. I'm in West Virginia and Irish blood. I love Ireland rugby. Well, you know what? I love my Irish people, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. So me and the Irish, we got a whole lot in common, bro. And you're right. In America, we don't know anything about rugby for sure. We literally know nothing. Big Bizzle. Okay, blood. Big Bizzle says people hate to see the phoenix rise from the ashes. Keep pushing, love and respect. That's really true, man. I don't know what it is, but honestly, he makes a great point. It pisses a lot of people off when you were a total train wreck and a failure, and then you start achieving success in your life. I don't know why. It drives people crazy. It's weird. It's almost like they get off on seeing people fail. So, and I'm accustomed to that happening as far as myself. It's one of the things that I've experienced along the way. I have the ability to draw people together, but I also have the ability to walk in the room and push a whole lot of people, immediately push them away just based on who I am. So it's what it is, man. And I'm not that way. I've worked really, really hard to teach myself to accept everybody at the place that they're at. I try not to pass judgment on people, good, bad, or indifferent, except for certain types of people that we all, are aware of. And in that case, I judge quick and fast and harshly at times, but I try to be as understanding as I can. Asmodin's rigor mortis, thank you for the inspiration and your capability to just keep moving forward. You're an inspiration for those of us who feel like we're failing. Your story is well worth over $1 million. That would be nice, bro. And I'll tell you this is if I can make it, you guys can make it for sure. Because one of the things that I was really the best at in my life was always making the bad decision. Always, I'm telling you. And it brings to mind a little prison story. And I don't know if you guys are ready for a prison story. I'll wait to see in the comments, but I'll tell you one because I was really good at making the wrong choice over and over and over again. And then eventually I figured out, guess what? If you make the right choice, you don't live in shitty places anymore. You don't ruin your life anymore. So I see a whole lot of, tell the prison story going on right now. Whole bunch, here it comes. So let's tell a prison story. So recently, in the last 2 weeks, I did a short about this fancy wiener modification that the guys were doing in prison. And we were taking a spork handle and we were sanding it down on cardboard about this long and make them with waves and things like that. And then guys, for real, there was a guy who was the surgeon who would put gloves on and the patient would sit in the chair with his pants down to his ankles and you'd have to have somebody grab the head of your situation and pull it straight out. And then the surgeon would take a razor blade and cut the top of your shaft and then take a pair of tweezers and separate the meat from the skin and then slide that piece of spork handle in there and then close it up with 2 staples. And then after a week or two, your skin would kind of shrink wrap around whatever you put in your wiener and it would heal up. So these guys were doing that. And some of them had pretty dramatic pieces in their wieners, I'm telling you. Like they were like, a couple of them when I saw them, no homo, for real, I was like, bro, you're not putting that inside of a woman, I promise you. And you know what? You got to have some pity on some of the guys in prison because they hadn't seen a woman in like 10 years and they forgot. And so for real, a couple of the homeboys were like, oh no, bro, you don't realize it's going to be on some OG shit. I'm going to stick it up inside. I'm going to keep it inside of her and I'm just going to pump it, bro. She's going to love it. And I'm like, yeah, no, bro, absolutely not. You're not putting that inside of any woman. I assure you, it's not going to happen. And later on, facts would prove I was right. But back to the story. We started this prison story section about me saying I made bad decisions in my life. So what you guys may not know is we were all living back in this segregated housing unit, having come out of the hole was during the time in life when I was getting in trouble in prison and stuff like that. So, guess who is making the custom made wiener inserts? Me. For some reason, I'm really, really good at it. I have in my mind what I think, what I perceive that a vagina would like when it comes to a wiener enhancement. So I was making really fancy pieces that have little swirls in them and little rounded edges like this. And I thought I was doing a really good job. So surprisingly, the person that was the primary founder of the Fancy Wiener Club, he was very enigmatic and he was good at getting other people to do what he wanted them to do. So he literally had 6 guys in the course of a week that wanted one in their wiener. So I would make the pieces out of the spork handle and sit up there and sand it on cardboard and make it all fancy and amazing, right? So, of course, after 2 weeks of me fashioning these pieces for other people's wieners, then the enigmatic leader of the Fancy Wiener Club turns his gaze on me and he's like, bro, you got to get one, bro. You have to. You got tattoos. It's the next level. And bro, you got to be a part of this exclusive club. You need one. You got to get it. And the weird thing was, as strong as I am mentally, for real, I let him kind of penetrate my mind. And I started thinking to myself like, damn, he's right. I need to get a fancy wiener too. He's absolutely right. Like, I've got the tattoos, everything else. Maybe I should get a fancy wiener. So I start fashioning the piece for my own fancy wiener, and I put a lot of work into this thing, I'm telling you. I spent 3 days sanding it, and it's perfection. So smooth, had 2 little humps in it like this. It went like this. I'm imagining to myself, God, this is going to be so badass. And it's handcrafted, and I made it myself. Like, who's not going to love that? So I get it done. And the day comes for the surgery, okay? Now imagine I live upstairs on the top tier. The surgery is taking place in a cell in the bottom tier. And when somebody like me is going to get something like that done, I don't know why, but the youngsters, they want to watch. So I have a sanitized razor blade. I have the insert, it's all sanitized. I have staples sanitized. I have clean gloves for him to wear. And as I'm walking down the stairs from the top tier, I look over in the cell where the surgery is going to take place, and already I can see the OG in there with gloves on, standing in there waiting. There's a chair in the middle of the room that I'm going to sit on. There's another guy that has gloves on that's going to be the wiener stretcher for the surgery. He's standing there waiting. And then there's like 4 other dudes in the cell that just want to watch while the OG gets his wiener cut open and stuff put in it. Why they want to watch, I don't know, but they do. So I'm walking down the stairs and I'm kind of getting myself ginned up for this, okay? And I'm thinking to myself as I'm walking down the stairs, I'm like, you know what, bro? All these years, every time my brain told me, don't do it, don't do it, my mouth said, let's do it, let's go, run that. And look how my life turned out. I live in fucking prison. I have nothing. So I'm getting to the bottom of the stairs and I'm walking towards the cell and I can see him getting ready. And again, the thought happens in my mind, like, you know what? Bro, it's your wiener. It's literally your wiener. You only have one of those. You know what? Like, you probably shouldn't do that, bro. It's probably not sanitary. So as I walk into the cell, for some unknown reason, this might have been the first time in my adult life that my better self took control of the wheel. And I walked in, everybody's ready, and I tell him, bro, I'm not going to put this in my wiener. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not. And he's like, oh, come on, bro. Come on, pussy. You got to get it done, bro. We're all ready. Come on, man. And I'm like, listen, bro, I just decided I'm not doing it, bro. It's my fucking wiener, okay? I only have one wiener. I'm not going to put my wiener on the chopping block. I'm just not doing it. And I'm telling you, it was an intense moment. There was like 6 dudes in there like, come on, bro. Don't be a pussy. Come on, man. You want to get in the Fancy Wiener Club, don't you? It was intense pressure. It was wild. And I absolutely was adamant. And I'm like, no, check this out. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But I have this amazing insert, perfectly made. It's the best one I've ever made. And I have all the tools ready. Anybody else want this? And I kid you not, there was a kid who was probably 20 years old. It was one of the immigrants from Nigeria, or actually I think it was Sudan. And he starts pogoing in the cell, literally. Doom, 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 pogoing, saying, I want it, give it to me, I want it. And I was like, you know what, bro? It's your lucky day. Bow, here you go. It's all yours, doggy. And I'm not even kidding you, man. The kid took this with such excitement. It sort of relieved the pressure on me because the guy still got to do his surgery and everybody got to watch one go down, but it wasn't my wiener, thank God. And I sit back against the wall and the kid sits down and he pulls down his pants. And I'm not kidding you. First of all, like, God bless each and every one of you from the Sudan if you're male. But let me tell you right now, it's not a rumor. It absolutely is not a rumor. When the stretching began, for real, like the guy had to take about 3 steps back and it looked like he was holding on to a fireman's hose. I'm not lying. Literally. And he had to lean back and put his body weight on it to stretch that thing out proper. It was wild. And the kid, now keep in mind, if you're raised in the Sudan, this is a war-torn country. These people, like he had bullet wounds in him and shit like that. It's a rough life they come from. They're tough. They're hard people. But the kid sits down, and as soon as the stretching happens, the second that old boy took the razor blade and the tip of the razor broke the skin and he started to make the slice, what's really weird is because of the color of his skin, the contrast between the outside skin and the meat on the inside, which is bright pink, was so dramatic. As soon as they made the cut like that, I watched the kid look down and see it, and he looks up and he just goes, boom. And he passes out in the chair, unconscious, immediately. Didn't make a sound, unconscious. And the kid stayed unconscious for the separating of the meat from the skin. He stayed unconscious for the inserting of the piece. But let me tell you what brought him back to consciousness. As soon as old boy grabbed the skin and took the first staple and went to put it through, boom. As soon as that staple popped through, boom, the kid woke up, started screaming, thought he was being attacked or something like that. And you know, if you got to wake up from a dead sleep and you're being attacked, you probably don't want to come to consciousness and have a dude with his hands on your wiener doing stuff to it. I'm just saying, like, you probably don't want that. So 2 or 3 or 4 guys restrained him, held him down. They got the staples in, wrapped it up, put it away. But I will say, as a follow-up to the story, it set up this weird circumstance where, like, I'm not one in this life. I'm 100% heterosexual male. I don't go out of my way to look at dudes' wieners. But when 6 or 7 people have had informal jailhouse surgery on their wieners, for some unknown reason, I was the medical technician that was nominated to have a cursory inspection on the daily to make sure everybody's junk was healing up right. Weird, right? So a couple of days go by and I notice during the inspection time, I'm like, bro, was that thing that big yesterday? I don't think it was. And then the next day I'm like, bro, that thing was definitely not that big when we started. And 4 or 5 of the 7 now had a situation that was literally about that big around. I'm not kidding you. And a strange color of yellow. And I realized in that moment, have you guys been messing around with your own meat post-surgery? And all of them, yes, had gone up there. It's so unsanitary. And I'm like, bro, you now have an infection in your wiener. That's what's happened. Yellow and the size of a monster, massive, infected. So I told him, look, you got no choice. You're going to have to put in cop-outs to medical. You have to, because it's your wiener. It's going to fall off. So 4 or 5 of them did. And I kid you not, the next day at about 10 in the morning, you hear, lockdown. And they come in, lock us all down. And in comes a herd of DOC employees, 3 nurses, the lieutenant, the assistant superintendent. And literally they tell us, everybody come to your doors and listen up and listen good. And then the nurse starts and she said, I don't know what you guys have been doing to your penises, but this better stop right now because I had to take 4 people to the hospital and have objects removed. And so, long story short, it didn't turn out good for everybody, number one. Number two, thank God that was one of the first times I made a wise and pragmatic life choice. And maybe that's something we can do as far as treatment and getting people sober and clean and getting them to stop breaking the law. Like, whatever choice you're making, imagine it's your wiener making that choice. And do you want to lose it? Do you want it cut off? Then don't do it, because that worked for me. But I will also tell you as a follow-up, since we're deep, deep, deep into inappropriate territory at this point, I will tell you, one of my homeboys, we called him Hardcore. Hardcore wanted one that was just really basic and just like a flat oval piece. That's what he wanted. That's what I made for him. His healed up just fine. And Corey, Hardcore, he was doing prison time for his thing was backing his truck up to cash machines at various retail establishments, hopping out, putting a chain around them, tying them to the fucking bumper, which was welded to the frame, and then racing out of there and jerking the cash machine down the street. And then he would take out the cash box and whatever. So I don't see Hardcore for 2 years. And then weirdly, I'm getting transferred through a jail and I look down and there's Corey. And I run down there, what's up, Hardcore? What are you doing, dog? Oh, nothing. We chop it up for a few minutes and I realize, I'm like, holy shit, bro, you got the fancy wiener, dog. How'd it go? What's going on with that? And he's like, oh, well, I still got it, bro. It's in there. It's just fine. He said, matter of fact, I'm about to call my girlfriend later. You want to talk to her and ask her about it? And I said, hell yeah, I do. Absolutely. You know, I got to know. So no kidding. He gets his girl on the telephone and I talk to her. And she's a woman who, let's say, was not lacking in experience in this life. He wasn't her first boyfriend. Chances are he isn't her last. But what she said was, after I developed a callus, it was amazing. And it's some of the best lovemaking I've ever encountered in my life. After I developed a callus. Think about that. Number two, she said, it's really, really great because I don't have to worry about him cheating on me because there's no other woman on the face of the earth that'll let him put that thing inside of her body. So, boom. You know what I mean? That's your prison story. I just gave you the informal fix to infidelity. Ladies, if you're having a problem with your husbands being faithful, just slice that thing open and put something weird in there. You know what? It's going to keep him from sticking at other places. I'm telling you, it works. So, anyway, you're welcome. I'm not sure that's what you guys wanted to hear, but I'm sorry. That's what I got. So, in fact of the matter is, I still got the same wiener and it's not falling off anytime soon. So I'm grateful for that. You never know. I might run into a situation at some point where I get to use the thing. It could happen. It could actually happen. I'm just saying. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed over here. You know what I mean? If I see a lady walking up who's pretty cute that has a case of White Monster, I'm going to know that she's here to see me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'm just saying, yeah, somebody said prove it. No, we're not doing that. I've done a lot of things on YouTube. Matter of fact, I think I even did a UA on YouTube, but I'm not doing that, bro. Sorry. This isn't OnlyFans, so we're not doing that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Amanda Taylor. I'm not. If I show, you better not tell. That's how that goes. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoy that. But yeah, we could have fancy. I think he called it the VID club, which was the very important dick club. That's what he called it. So also interestingly, the originator of the concept, just to finish this off nicely, wrap it up with a bow, the originator of the concept had been in the hole for 2 years when he did his. I think he was 13 years into his prison bid. And the original piece from the OG of the very important dick club, it looked like a baby dinosaur spine. I'm not kidding you. It's about that long. It had big things in it. And again, I told him, no, bro, no, that's a saw blade. You will literally cut a hole in the person that you love. Like, that's not happening. And interestingly, the way life works, a couple of years later, I ended up in the same visitation period as him and his girl, his new girlfriend. And I had somebody coming to see me, and I'm not kidding you. I could hear her exclaim from all the way down the way, oh my God, you are not going to put that inside my body. You need to take it out. And the funniest part was, after the visit, he is a hella tough guy. He's been through it. But honestly, he was genuinely hurt. He was hurt. Like, he walked out of there and he was like, man, bro, I really thought she was going to like it. I can't believe, bro. She wants me to take it out. It's crazy. So, anyway, Lydia Twina, okay, question. What was the reason why they wanted to do this? You know what? You're asking the guy that didn't want to do it. I can't tell you. I think it probably goes back to the age-old truth, which is men think that we know what a woman wants or likes, but in reality, most of the time, we totally don't. It's just a guess on my part, but that's what I'm thinking. So, NB Construction, well, what's in your wiener? That's hilarious. I love that. Fuck what's in your wallet. What's in your wiener? I love that. Cracks me up. That was good. Anyway, so I bet you guys are gonna think twice before you ask me for another prison story next time. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, Divine Spark, I see you. I heard a rumor that you were going through it a little bit recently, and I want you to know that you got nothing but love and respect from me. You're a part of this family, and I love you. And I hope everything gets better real soon. I appreciate having you around. I appreciate every time you show up. I see you in the comments. I know you've been really faithful, buying the merchandise, repping that One Light family out there, and I really appreciate you so much. Very, very much. Carol Taylor, hi from Roanoke, Virginia. What's up? How's it going? Glad to see you. Let me see. Thornpaw says, laughing my ass off. No, please, another. I know, but it only gets weirder from there, bro. I'm telling you. I don't know how much weird one live can take, so we're testing the limits right now, you know what I mean? So, LaRon Triplet, hi, what's up? Yeah, Raggedy Ann, weirder. I know that's right. For sure, for sure. Oh, bye, Felicia. Midwest is here. What's up? New York is here. What's up? Country says, who's your favorite Kansas City Chiefs player? Well, bro, I'm going to have to be honest with you, okay? It's time for 100% honesty from your boy. I don't watch football. I don't even have a football team. Let me see. Kayla Smith, I love you. Thank you for all you do. Love to you, Jason. You do so much for others and help me heal from my trauma. Thank you for letting me be a part of this family. It's nice to have one. I can't wait for all the merch to come. I know that's right. I love you, Kala. Thanks so much for that, man. Every little bit helps me get along. And it's the most important thing. What she mentioned is that's what we're building here as a family. I mean, it's fun to watch stuff for entertainment. It's fun to pick on me. We get a laugh about it. But slaying, saying, I appreciate you, bro. But ultimately, it's a family. That's what we do. And I get a lot of emails from you guys. People trust me with their pain and their story and stuff like that. And I got a lot of respect for you for that. And I want you guys to know that sometimes I don't have the ability to respond as thoroughly as I would like to because I'm busy a lot. But I read every single word of every single email. And I don't mind sharing your pain. And I don't mind carrying some of it with you. And that's the really good part about having a family like this. We can share the pain amongst us. And we all carry a little piece. That's how it works. So that's how it goes. Nikki Stevenson, yeah, calloused. For real. That's what I said too. I was like, damn, I'll bet you that looks pretty. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me see right here. Matt Hits Bongs says, I got some family in the Seward jail. Got any crazy stories of any inmates? Man, well, first of all, it's not the Seward jail. It's the Seward Maximum Security Penitentiary. Completely different. And I'm going to tell you right now, Seward is the max joint, and it goes hard. That yard goes hard. And I've seen everything from people getting baseball batted. They took away the baseball bats after that, by the way. To people getting aired out with a number of different implements and devices. I was there for the riot in 2016. Pretty good riot. They brought the National Guard out, got on the roof, shot pepper balls through the holes in the roof. Seward is a hardcore place, for real. But I'm also going to tell you, Seward is also a repository for men that have done 20, 30, 40 years in prison. And a lot of those guys are spiritual masters or they are craftsmen. They have a hobby shop out there. So for instance, I was able to apprentice under a master carver, and he taught me how to carve paddles and engrave jewelry and everything in the Northwest Coast style. And it's a really special place. It can be. It's a really dark place, but it can also be a very special place depending on how you direct your own traffic. You get yourself into the right circumstances, and going to Seward can be a real blessing for you, for sure. Beth Amphetamine, prison is so gnarly. Thank you for sharing your life with us. You're welcome. And thank you guys for watching. I really love this family. You guys keep me motivated. You keep me accountable for sure. You're never slow to make fun of me if I do something stupid. Over here on this YouTube side, I mean, you know, there's other platforms out there, but on this YouTube side, you guys are a smart family. Like, you fact check me. If my shit isn't on point, you guys let me know, and I appreciate that. So I'm really grateful to be here and really grateful to be around. Rebecca Lynn, respect. Sorry if my question was disrespectful. Not at all. Not at all. It's definitely not at all disrespectful. None taken. None taken. And let me see. Maintenance says prison is dangerous and always watching your surroundings is stressful and exhausting. It is exhausting, bro. It's really tiring. And you learn and you train yourself to be on point at all times and sense movement, anybody moving, any noises, loud noises. My moose knuckle. Have you ever looked for gold in Alaska? I haven't gone gold mining, bro. It's mostly I don't want to say it's a worthless venture, but it's mostly a lot of looking and a lot of spending a whole lot of money with occasional hits. If you have a bunch of money you can spend looking for gold, it can be a thing. But a lot of times it just costs a whole lot of money to come back with nothing, and we try again next time. So I'm going to lean over here and tie my shoe real quick. Hold on. Anyway, I'm sure you guys are going to, I'm guessing, I don't personally participate. And matter of fact, this year I'll probably be alone. But it seems like in America, the Super Bowl is like a holiday, isn't it? It's basically, it's another Christmas or another Thanksgiving as far as I know. So, yeah, Levithia says, your shoe's on fire. I know. Well, you know what? I wouldn't have to tie my shoe so much if certain things were allowed on YouTube, but they're not. So once in a while, when you need a little breath of flavored air, you got to lean off screen. That's how we do it. So, but I've heard that Super Bowl is like a family time, a get-together time. Everybody gets together and rallies around the TV and stuff like that. So I'm actually gonna break down this year, and I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the whole thing. I may or may not have the hat on that my sister sent me. We'll find out. But I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl. I'm probably gonna sit here alone. Maybe Tom will come down, the homeboy from upstairs. You never know. Probably not, because I got a 40-inch TV, and I guess also nowadays 40-inch TVs are teeny. To me, it was massive because I was in the pen for so long watching a little 15-inch or a 13-inch. I saw the 40-inch TV and I was like, oh my God, dog, you threw down. That is a big TV, and it's really not. Let me see. Slayin saying, did you get in any good fights, bro? And it's saying, oh, okay, Slayin saying, did I get in any good fights? Bro, there was plenty of fights, you know? But I'm never going to be the guy that sits here on this channel and talks about what a badass I am and how many people I beat up or anything like that. What I will do is I will tell you, the way that you get tough in this life is not by winning fights. It's by the fights you lost. That's how you get hard. You get beat up enough times and literally you learn how to get beat up. I mean, eventually you do develop a fight IQ, and I do have one now. There's a couple of dubs out there. But yeah, I tried to keep my prison fighting to a minimum though, okay? So the reason why I got early parole is because I got 0 write-ups, none, for violence. Absolutely not. So yeah, you got to use the one in the toolkit, put the tip on it. Anyway, it's like, that's just how it goes. Let me see. Melissa Butler, the jail TVs are the same TV I had in my kitchen growing up. I know, it's weird, and they make them clear. You can see through the entire outside of the television because they don't want you to hide shit inside of it. So that's another thing too. If you like peanut butter, which we do in prison, a lot of times if it's a good shakedown, you'll come home. Next time you use your peanut butter, it might be a couple days later. You'll open the top and you look in there and you're like, wait a minute, what? There'll be 2 finger holes in your peanut butter where the cops stuck their fingers in there and dug around to see if you hit anything. Jed Bearden, did y'all have clear PlayStations? Actually, they passed a no frills bill at some point, and they stopped letting these guys get video game systems. I never owned one. I don't play video games. I still don't. Nor will I. I spend my time doing other things in this life, so I don't. um, anyway, and I see, yeah, I know a lot of prisons are going to tablets, but the thing is, the state of Alaska is like at least 30 years behind other prison systems. So when it comes to administratively or programs or things they allow, the state of Alaska will probably allow or authorize tablets like 10 years from now. That would be my guess. So yeah, just in time says, you hope it was fingers in the peanut butter. I know that's right, bro. Trust me. There's a lot of things that they do in there with the peanut butter, and some of it we're not talking about tonight. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, yeah, Kevin says the guards be giving that PB&J the ding dong. I mean, I wouldn't put it past some of them, not all of them, but some of them for real. For sure, for sure. Let me see. Hadley Ramsdale looked like somebody stuck their fingers in the peanut butter jar with a dinosaur spine. It's entirely possible. Matter of fact, I have a cucumber story involving the same dinosaur spine guy, but I'm not telling you the cucumber story. But I will tell you that I brought him and his associate a spork to extract the cucumber from whatever location it had been unceremoniously lodged. That happened. That was real. So, but let me see. Down a dark alley. Do you like to talk about prison, or are you just trying to inform others? Honestly, my prison, story days. I mean, you watch my content. I don't talk about prison at all. Mainly because I had to live in the place. But what I do know is it was an environment full of experience and dynamic shit and things that people outside of prison don't experience. So I don't mind sharing some of those experiences with you guys once in a while. But as far as like in my daily life and stuff like that, I don't personally talk about prison much at all. And it's kind of like some of the interactions I have with certain state employees and things like that, they have a pretty quick comeback for a lot of things where they'll say, it's better than jail. At least it's better than jail. It's not as bad as a jail cell. And I really would like to get to the stage in this life where I don't qualify wherever my life is at now or whatever's happening now by how it compares to jail. I don't want my life defined by the years I did in jail. Like doing the jail time was bad enough. You don't then need to live mentally still in jail, comparing everything to jail. Like I get tired of that. So, Jared Beal, have you ever arm wrestled before? Yeah, bro. Come on, come and get some, bro. I got a case of Monsters on it right now, dog. Boom. Are you kidding me? Seriously. There's a lot of things, speaking of prison, that you do in prison that give you that arm strength. You know what I mean? I got that for sure. Let me see. Stephen Mercer Baxter. So how has your new job been going? Will you and JD DeLay ever do another joint venture on YouTube? Of course we will. Absolutely we will. The thing is, he's a busy man. I'm a busy man lately, keeping up with my stuff. I've just been grinding away, putting in my due diligence, letting things grow. I'm sure coming up, typically, if it's some kind of an occasion or an event, I mean, honestly, all I ever have to do is ask him. I talk to him all the time, but just ask him like, hey, man, let's get down and do a joint venture or something like that, and we will. The other thing, too, is that my life is under a different set of circumstances than JD's. Matter of fact, I think he's no longer on parole now. I think he got off parole. So when you're a content creator that's just a free human being in this life and you can say and do what you want, it's difficult for me to ask him if we appear together like, hey, bro, you have to abide by all of the rules and regulations that apply to me. It makes it difficult. So, yeah, we will. But, it's a sacrifice on his part because he has to change his delivery and what he would like to say based on doing the live with me. So there's something about that. Let me see. Bye, Felicia. Are we thanking the mods already? We got 10 more minutes. We're not thanking the mods yet. I mean, we can thank the mods anytime. Amazing people. They've actually become like family to me, even though I don't have as much contact as I need to sometimes. I can't tell you guys that this has been just a really, really difficult week for me all the way around. I mean, like, very difficult. Do dudes do this? Let me see. I don't know. It's sort of, it highlights the forehead. I don't think I'm going to do that one. I really don't. But mods have been awesome. Let me see here. Hadley Ramsdale, glad this has become a part of my weekend rituals. Starting to see some familiar faces in the chat. Hope to see him again next week. I know that's right. It's been really cool for me. I'm starting to build friendships with some of you guys, you know, and it really means a lot to me. It really, really does. Rev says it's the best soberversary that he's ever had. And you know what, bro? 1 year is a milestone, man. It's a milestone. And I think of the 1 year as like the peak because you're rolling that stone to the top. And I'm telling you, there's going to be challenges and you're going to have to stay on your game. But, bro, it is downhill from 1 year on. It's downhill. You got new habits, new thought processes, new neurons are being formed, new pathways have been made. And just stay with it. Whatever you do, stay with it. Do not stop no matter what. So it's really, really important. Knockout. Let's hope the refs don't play for the Chiefs tomorrow. Well, bro, you know, I don't know much about football, professional football. But I will tell you, I tell people all the time because they like to get mad at the refs. If I was the owner of a football team, I would make sure I had a couple of refs on my team. If you don't, you're stupid. Because refs have pockets in those pants too. And you can stick money or whatever in those pockets. Get yourself a ref or two on the team. It's just tactics, you know. Oh, Big Fred, U.S. Marines. Hoorah. Love you, bro. Let me see. Tabs. Bro, this is wild. I remember reading about you in school, and I'm well out of there. So seeing you now blows my mind. Well, you know what? You must have had a dope-ass school teacher. And I hope if you were reading about me in school, it was a do not make decisions like this man sort of class. Because if that was the sort of teacher you had, then we love that teacher. Absolutely. And I'm glad you're still here. Your family now, you made it. So you got to stick around now. You know what I mean? Very, very much. Let me see. Here we go. Flint girl, I'm late, but I will be part of the replay gang. Oh, well, you know what? Flint girl, you're always welcome in the replay. You never know. I might be creeping around in the comments saying something slick. Usually just a couple of words, but I do. I get in there. And that's the other thing I want you guys to know. When you take the time to do comments and stuff, a lot of hours of my day are spent reading your comments, processing the things you guys say. You know, there's occasionally there's a jackass or two that's in the comments, and they like to tell me shit like everything I make is so cringe. Everything you do is just awful. Your videos are so rough and terrible. And the thing is, if you're going to give me constructive criticism, keep in mind, my videos are rough and wonderful, and they're going to stay rough, bro, for a while. If I go Hollywood on you guys and I start putting out some real slick shit, making it fast and snappy with overlays and stickers and dancing, it's going to be annoying, I'm telling you. So you guys like it how I serve it to you. You do. The Incredible Aspie, did you see the Count Dankula video on you? It's pretty good. No, I haven't. And a lot of people have mentioned Count Dankula to me and have said I should go on his show or whatever. But just so you guys know, I don't solicit podcasts or interviews or opportunities or whatever. I just don't do it. I won't do it. I'm not going to sit back and ask people to be on their show. So maybe someday they'll, instead of doing a story on me, they'll want to do a story with me. You never know. I'm available. People can message me. I have an email. So that could happen. You never know. He might. But I also want you guys to know, if you didn't see the short that I put out, you got to catch that One Light merchandise. We just did a drop. We were able to sign with Convict Clothing. So it's all next level clothing, all of it in that next level. The t-shirts are an awesome fit. Everything fits. Your sleeves aren't going to stretch out on you. The neck's not going to get blown out. It's good quality merchandise. There's just an introductory line of merch that's out there right now. You want to go to the AlaskanAvenger.net, AlaskanAvenger.net. I'm sure some of the mods will drop links to it now. It's the gear that I'm wearing. It's the gear that you guys should wear. It looks beautiful. Get your stuff, man. Get it in the mail. Let's start pushing this wave. That's what we want to do. And the way that we do it is by wearing the clothing. That's how we do it. So I heard a legit criticism. Bat cave camera angle. That's funny. I know. Well, this is a bohemian live tonight, man. I was running around on a shopping pass, and a shopping pass, you only have a certain amount of time. And every single place took a lot longer. Like, let me tell you right now, just so you guys know, when you get a couple of things ordered internet-wise, like I got a couple things from Walmart, it didn't matter what I picked out and ordered on their little thing. They just sent out whatever they wanted. And then I roll into the place to return the stuff, and I got the crabbiest, just the rudest person of all time behind the counter. Not helpful, very, very rude. And she did not want to hear a thing from me. Nothing I had to say, nothing at all. And I'm telling her, like, lady, you guys don't sell any of this merchandise in the store. So clearly I'm not a shoplifter, because there's no way I can go shoplift from your centrally located warehouse to bring this stuff to you. You know what I mean? It's clearly all purchased. And there was like one item that didn't have a UPC code that she can find. So she's like, well, you're going to have to just keep this because I can't find the UPC code. And I'm like, oh, no. You're going to take it back because it came from you. So you'll figure it out somehow. And she did. Let me see. Joshua McLean. As a Canadian chef, oh, this is serious. As a Canadian chef in a snowstorm, we need more cooking videos. Well, you may get your wish because I now have a knife set, so I don't have to use a butter knife to cut through tomatoes. You may get your wish because I got something in mind right here. It's cooking. The cooking is cooking in my mind. I got a recipe that's marinating in my mind right now. And it's a couple of steps more complicated than peanut butter and jelly or cold cereal. So I might be able to accommodate you on the cooking video. I'm just saying. It's in there. Bye, Felicia. Oh, yeah. Because somebody last week sent me an amazing crockpot and a crockpot cookbook. I might have to do a crockpot thing. But right now, to be candid with you guys, it's sitting on the counter in my kitchen, making me look official. But I haven't touched it yet. I haven't even plugged it in. But it still looks shiny and clean and new. So I'm just saying. Let me see. Jake Combe. Me and my boyfriend have been thinking about moving to Alaska. What do you have to say about it? What I will tell you about Alaska is if you guys are sober, drug-free, and your old man has a work ethic, the state of Alaska is a really good place to come if you want to work and you're willing to work. If you're just a regular old fucking white boy, if you're a regular old any type of guy, and you want to come here and work, you will find a job with a quickness. You can have my assurance on that. I think Alaska could be a wonderful place if some changes are made. Just like anywhere else, it's sort of gravitated towards the negative for a while, and we're trying to reel it back in, you know? So also, a person can find and make their happiness anywhere. It's up to how you live, you know? So I'm just saying. That's what it is. Casey Kaplan is now flexing the food skills, saying that she made chicken and dumplings tonight. You know what? Food porn does turn me on. It activates all my glands. So please stop that. I don't need food porn right now. It's inappropriate. I'm just telling you. Kevin, convincing my woman to make that move would be a dream. Clinkit pride. Respect, bro. You know I love my Clinkit people. So anyway, here's the deal. We literally have 1 minute left. We have ridden this out tonight together. I really appreciate everybody that showed up. I know on Saturday night it's a sacrifice. A lot of you guys got your high heels strapped on right now. Your mini skirts are ready. All of your thighs are shaved and polished and self-tanned. Ready to go out and hit the club. So I appreciate all of you guys showing up. It's a really, really good week. Also, special shout out to the mods. You guys absolutely do the most. I love you guys. You do really, really good. Also, I really appreciate everybody in the community tonight. You guys kept the comments relatively clean. I noticed a little bit of rapid laser fire, but not too much. So I really appreciate that. Anytime we can come together and keep it positive, and there's not a bunch of belching and farting and burping in the back row, that shit makes me happy. So I love all you guys. I appreciate every one of you. I hope you guys have a blessed week. Hug somebody near you that you love. I'm going to go sit down with Bonesy and put together some living room furniture. And you know what? We're going to do this again next week. We're going to come back on Sunday, our regularly scheduled day. This was just for the Super Bowl. So I love you guys. Everybody have a good night. And you know what? This is for my sister. Go Chiefs.